you understand? Because you sat here for 5 minutes telling me that I was not making any sense.
Yeah, it just didn't sound like you knew what the Akashic record was.
That's because that's because we haven't
Puzzle.
reached it yet. So the fact that people call it certain things,
a record, I'm calling it a finished puzzle. We're saying the same thing. It's completed. That's why I'm
right. But we still have to keep doing our puzzle pieces because it's not really done. It's been a thought. It's been like our thoughts. We know it's gonna come. We know it's right, and we know that we can make it happen. But the fact of the matter of us making it happen, we have to complete the steps. We can't just think it. So it's something more that we're missing. So we're missing something still. So the bigger picture isn't done yet because we're missing something because we have to take action to get to where we're supposed to be.
But we know what the finished product already is because it already is the finished records.
Right. So now it's just the steps to get there. We still have more to do.
So it's completed, but it's not completed.
We still didn't figure everything out because we would be there if we had everything figured out. So we still have more things to figure out. But that's because there's more pieces missing. And it's other people, the collective.
I got you. So I'm saying is, it's been done. It's been done long time ago before we even existed. And you tap into the Akashic records when you get a good idea that you should have said, that you should have did a long time ago, like that alcohol delivery thing. So you tap into the Akashic records.
So you think that the Akashic records is saying that it's done, but it's not done. It's still pieces missing of the Akashic records.
You say
That's why we're still going.
No, you just say I think that the Akashic records is done, but it's not done.
Yeah.
You just say I think that. I don't think that.
But that's what you're basically saying.
He is saying that it's completed and we tap into it as humans. But then your theory would mean that we still mesh. Like you learn your stuff to get to your highest enlightenment. Mesh? Because you have to get to your highest enlightenment. This is what started this whole spiel. I have to get to my highest enlightenment. And then what happens after you've reached your highest? You get your highest
one. You get together with
the Akashic records, right?
No,
and you create the bigger picture.
That's why I didn't get y'all, because that's not the Akashic records at all.
You're saying that our thoughts are the Akashic records in our mind, but it's something physical in this.
I know it. It's the definition. That's what the Akashic records is.
The definition of what?
Right.
Do I need to read it again?
Yes. No, don't read it online. Say it out your own mouth in your own words because that don't make sense.
The Akashic records is everything that ever will happen in that. Yeah, it's the everything that will happen.
So then it's the book of life. No, it's not. Akashic records is us.
Don't tell me to explain something and cut me off. That's disrespectful.
You just did that this whole time. So then you just did that.
You just asked me a question and then you just cut me off. You literally.
Continue then.
Now it's okay for me to continue? I could have already been done.
No, you couldn't.
So once again, the Akashic records is everything created and that will be created from past, future, and present. And you tap into it. It's called Megatron's cube too as well. Have you ever heard of Megatron? Have you heard of Megatron?
That's me.
All right, let me keep going. You haven't heard of Megatron. Let me keep going.
Because you haven't internalized it.
He just likes it because it's got
He's talking about something he learned instead of something that's been internalized through his own spiritual journey. That's our problem. You're saying things that you are being taught and have not went through.
Let me keep finishing. Because Spirit's
that's the difference.
You keep cutting off Spirit. I just told you about this.
Okay, go.
Somebody's ordering you talking. Trying to speak to Spirit.
Don't
do that. Stop. Seriously.
Come on. You're spiraling.
You're spiraling. Stopping me. This is why we're recording. Okay?
No. Okay.
So again, stop. Megatron. He's they say he's God's first scribe. You go to Megatron and he basically was he blessing angel
so you do know that's personification, right?
No, I'm just saying what I'm saying. Okay? Megatron, he's God's scribe, basically. Megatron, you can look him up and you'll find out a lot of things about him. And he's in a lot of what's it called? Historical texts, like the Bible. He's in the Torah. He's in Jewish.
Isn't he in the Quran too?
The Quran. He's in all of those, and you don't know about him.
Because all of that is personification. So all of this stuff that you guys are trying to do, this personification, because still that's not internalizing it to our lives right now on the exterior. So it still does not, it's still not right, because that's why we're not done. That's why we're not where we're supposed to be, because we're thinking about things from past personification, how other people put the personification of what really go on. So all of that kind of stuff is existing in our lives right now.
Yeah.
And we're missing it because we keep thinking of personification from past people things.
What do you?
Because that don't make sense. What is a Megatron box? Whatever we just said.
It's the Akashic records. I just
okay. So
said
then, what is that? How to show me in real life right now. Tap into it right now in real life. Like
no, I already
do
did.
it.
I already do. When I say I
so
speak,
do it right now.
When I say I speak from spirit, that's me tapping in.
So do it right now.
Okay. What do you
show us? Show us, because this is all personification.
Like I was trying to put it into a
You have to put it in.
Like try to put it
right
into
now.
how.
So if you really wanted me to tap into it, I would meditate right now and try to speak in spirit. That's all I would do.
But doesn't that even that's still not externalizing it, because you have to meditate to do it. And if it's supposed to be something that's this concrete, it's not concrete. It's something missing still where it's not concrete.
It's tapping
It's
into
not concrete.
Source.
It's not concrete still, because you have to get. So if you need it quick and in a hurry, it's like a snap.
Yeah,
you think that's what
it's spirit working.
Right,
bro.
but you just said you would meditate and then have to get tapped into it. Meditate to get tapped in. No, do it right now. Do it right now.
Let me tap into it.
Do it right now. Live it right now.
I'm doing it right now. Talking to you.
You have to snap into it.
No, I don't need to
You're
snap
not living
into
it. So it's still a connection that's disconnected.
I don't have to snap into it at all. It just flows.
You don't understand what I'm saying, dude.
So what do you say it again?
Externalize it. Externalizing it means that you do it. That means that right now, here and now, is no questions, ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're doing it.
Exactly.
And you know exactly how you did it, because you do it. That's how you do it.
Did I not just explain that?
But the meditating ain't no, because you said you have to
There's
meditate
multiple
to do
ways
it.
to do it, girl. There's not just.
I said do it right now, though. Right now means snapping the finger right now. Not meditate and then get into it. Do it right now.
There's many ways of doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm speaking in spirit right now. I'm tapped into the Akashic records right now. I don't have to spit out magical language to say I'm tapped into the Akashic records. It's something you know. It's something you feel. It's something. That's why.
Okay, so then why are we here right now? If you're saying that you got it like that, so then how is your life? How is we not in the secret extra thing right now, and the eternal and doing other things right now? It's still a disconnect.
What's your question?
It's still a disconnect.
What? Ask the question.
It's still a disconnect, because then you will have the ultimate power.
No. What is your question, girl?
I said do it right now. You just said.
I was already doing it. When I was flowing, I was already going through it. It's literally
when she said her question really was, then why are you not in your enlightenment state? Why are you still here? Struggling to get to your ultimate
we still got steps to go, so we're not there. It's still a disconnect. So we're missing things. We're missing a lot of external things.
So let me answer. You have to go through shit to be shit. Okay? There's not gonna be.
Some people didn't go through anything.
Yeah. No, I'm saying sometimes to get to your born into what?
Into their path. Like right there, they already was with what they are. They wasn't Americans though. You know, because there's a lot of kings and queens. You know, stuff like that. See, it's not externalized.
Oh, you're talking about.
I mean, life. I mean, all of the things that we're talking about is supposed to be in our lives right now. It's in our minds, and so there's a disconnect, because if it was not a disconnect, then we would have it, and we wouldn't have to be
we wouldn't have to be on our journey.
We wouldn't have to be journeying we wouldn't have to be doing any of this.
If we were already what?
We already had
there what?
If we already had if we were tapped into Megatrons and we knew all of the information from Megatrons.
And internalized it to where it's on the external. It's not on the external because we haven't internalized it, so we're still missing pieces.
Well, you're right. We have to externalize it to get everything, right?
Right. So that's why when you just said you would meditate to tap into to it and then all of that kind of stuff. No, it's something. It's clear. That's not quick enough.
Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
That's taking time. It's not quick enough.
You can't say that, girl, because you don't know about it. You don't know about tapping in.
You can't say that I'm wrong because you don't know because you're not there. Girl, obviously,
you don't know because you're speaking like you don't know about it.
Right? Because but now I'm saying that we're here.
Every single one of us is there.
What do you guys keep saying
enlightenment, like total enlightenment. That's what started this.
Do you know what a
conversation.
Kundalini spiritual awakening is?
But that doesn't mean you're in total enlightenment because then you would, if you
right,
because
you keep going.
You guys keep thinking enlightenment means you get the fucking world and you get girls and you get money.
That's that's not what anybody is saying. No, that's false prioritizing. We're talking spiritual.
Yes,
we're spirits.
Spiritually, I had a Kundalini spiritual awakening.
Okay.
So that means,
and so what happened? You reached enlightenment. So, oh my God, you're Buddha. No, you still missing some external things.
You keep learning, girl.
Because you're not there.
Because you're
not there.
Buddha kept learning, girl.
And he wasn't there. He wasn't there. He wasn't at the top.
This process is a learning process.
To get where? To the top, right? So when you get to the top, see, you get where I'm going with it. There is. That's why you keep going.
Your soul's evolution.
That's why you keep going.
Yeah.
Because there's a top to get to. You're saying there's not a top.
What you need to go to.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to get there. So there's a top. And you're not there.
When you're at alignment, when you hit alignment, you're at the top.
No, we're not saying alignment. Alignment is getting on your spiritual
enlightenment.
Journey. Being in alignment is you on your spiritual journey to enlightenment. Enlightenment is you reaching your full thing. You didn't reach enlightenment. You got into alignment, and now you're on your journey to reach.
So, do you know what Kundalini spiritual awakening means, or Kundalini means?
Yeah.
But what she's saying is that doesn't mean you've reached your total enlightenment. You're still learning.
You can have multiple.
So you're missing pieces.
Yeah,
you're not thinking
exactly.
of
You
things.
can have multiple.
You can have multiple.
That's not ultimate enlightenment.
Exactly.
Right.
That is just you awakening.
It's a very small percentage of people. That's why only 8 people are in the personification of being on the ark. It's only 8. And 100 and everybody else died. That's the same way. It's only 144,000 angel things, however that goes. It's our personification. That's why there's no need to really
get the statistics
right. So
keep flowing.
But you understand that, right? So out of 7 trillion people, only 144. That's a big difference.
Yeah, big.
So that means that the full enlightenment is so up there. Like you really have to be up there. There's no keep on going and you gotta learn more things. No, it's boom, 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 super quick, super fast.
I'm here. I got it. I know the information. It's already.
I internalized it and now I externalized it and now that is my existence. I reached it. It's not anything on the inside to where I'm gotta keep going. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's that. And now I'm living that.
If that's what you believe the spiritual awakening or enlightenment
No, that's not what I'm talking. No, enlightenment in general. So spiritual awakening is you getting into alignment. Your inkling into alignment. You are waking up to it.
Chakras like
I want to get these definitions right. Because
that's why you can't keep trying to look up the
No, I want to know what resonates. I want to know what resonates because I can hear what you're saying, but I want to know what resonates with my soul.
For you to speak it out in your language, that's what you mean?
No, I'm saying what you said did not resonate. So I'm going to see what this says about spiritual awakening and enlightenment.
But we're not.
But that's the difference between internalizing and externalizing and learning things. There's a difference between learning things and internalizing it.
And spiritual awakenings are different than ultimate enlightenment. We're talking about ultimate. That means like
the highest of the top of the top.
There's
Jesus.
Nothing better than that.
Nobody taught Jesus. The Messiah, the disciples.
Enlightenment is the full comprehension of a situation. The term is commonly used to denote the age of enlightenment. Well, this is not spiritual awakening. Spiritual enlightenment.
No. Was
that it?
Yeah, that's inaccurate. Okay, so a full comprehension of a situation. Your situation is your soul's journey, your enlightenment journey. So a full comprehension of why the fuck you're here. what your total enlightenment is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to have a full comprehension of why you are here in this plane
And then
at this time to do whatever mission. That's total enlightenment.
And
That's
after you
ultimate
find out, you
enlightenment.
do it.
You have the full finished puzzle.
And then when you reach it, and then somebody
I like
else
that. I like
that's
that
supposed to reach it, they all reach it together,
Mister,
and then
I
that's
don't
the
understand
next
what you're talking
step.
about.
No, I
That's
you
the
finally
collective
understood you, girl.
consciousness.
Yeah. Should I clap? Should I clap like you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Finally.
No, I'm just saying. Should I
These
clap like
talks,
you did?
oh my gosh.
Ooh, a spiritual awakening is the dissolving of the illusion that you are separate from oneness.
So again, that's talking
Collective.
about, that's spiritual awakening. That's what she's talking about when she's talking about talking when you told her not to talk and to internalize what she was going through. Spiritual awakening is what she was trying to do by speaking for the mass,
The collective, yes.
awake
Yeah.
individuals.
Right, because
So
all
it's
together we
spiritual
make a more
awakening.
like we
The
put,
awakening awakens
So we-
others.
yes.
Okay, so
it's still a top, but we got to keep going.
And you wonder why conversations have to take 3 hours for us to get to a resolution on, because it's so detailed in the information.
It takes
is
a lot
so
of detail.
detailed. It's not a 5-minute conversation. Cool, this is done. I'm done talking about it. I don't give a hell what you have to say, because there's so much information that goes into it. It's not just because none of us at this table are at that. None of us.
We still on our journey.
That's what we need to realize. That's why we need to make life easier for each other. That's why we need to
That's why
hear each other
individually
out.
we all need to go to our maximum, and we all meet each other at the maximum to do the maximum work. That's really what it is. But collectively at the same time.
All together,
It's
but
hard
not
to
together.
explain,
All at the
you
same
have to
time.
do it, because it's like, if you're not good, your family's not going to be good if you're not good, because if you're the head of the family, then everybody relies on you, and if you're not good, then it's not good.
Do you believe that?
So,
Do
and
you believe
collectively,
that? Because you say that
we
exact
all
same
have to
thing.
be
Hold on,
like
hold
that.
said, did you hear what she said?
Yes, that if you're not good, that the rest of them aren't going to be good. Right? So if
It's a
I'm not
downward
good
spiral.
as a family, if my teachings to my kids aren't to be a good human, to have those standards of being moral. There are people out here that let their kids run off and do all kinds of fucked up shit because they do not care. They have no care in the world to teach their kids right from wrong. That's what she just said.
For real.
Okay, so if you're bad, you're going to spread out more chaos, more
bad
stuff. Bad vibe, more bad, whatever you want
take
to
us
call
more
it.
off track of where we're supposed to be going.
Take us apart. So there are people out there in the world who are doing that, and then there's people like me and other people, you, that are trying to get the next generation or whoever will
get us
listen
on track
to us
collective
to get
consciousness.
into that consciousness and to reach that ultimate.
So that's the difference between light workers and dark workers. The light workers, we're trying to bring up the collective. We're bringing us up. That's what our job is right now, to bring us up. That's why we all have to go through our thing. That's why we're all going through our life thing.
That's why, if you believe in heaven and hell, they send people back to keep going off into the mission. Like hell sending people to create more chaos, and the angels and heaven is sending more people, more souls down here on this plane,
because we're in a spiritual war
to try and get to.
Warfare.
That's what COVID was. That's what's COVID happening. That's why people had their spiritual awakening after. That's because we're in the spiritual war of the 20s.
Getting to
the 20s.
Ultimate enlightenment.
For sure.
Okay, so we're all on the same page now?
Yeah.
My bad,
pretty much.
Wow.
But now we have to internalize everything that we just said and everything that's going on. to externalize it to get to where we're supposed to be at, because there's something way bigger than go get a house, go get a job, go to school, way bigger than go. Yeah. I don't know. I feel I feel like the kids thing. Now that's I feel like bigger. Like that's the bigger picture.
Teaching your children to be good humans, to create a better, better tomorrow, a better future. Like everybody, that should be. I don't know why people are horrible parents and
right, but that's because they didn't never get over whatever.
But maybe those are the
trauma
ones who,
was going on.
No. Maybe they're the ones who are sent from hell to create the more chaos.
Yeah,
they're not.
But I believe everybody can be converted. That's why I feel like we're working right now, because we can be converted.
It takes the
there's
awoken,
trauma building.
It takes the awoken to wake up those people. Like, hey, you are creating chaos. Right. You're doing the devil's work, whatever you want to call it.
Right, and some of them don't know.
The awakened ones, really the heaven,
and those ones that
perish from heaven, the light workers. They're the ones who are like, hey, you're creating chaos.
Stop that.
You need to wake up and see what you're doing. You're creating. Your kids are over here causing chaos.
Yeah.
So that's where that lies.
Yeah. So if our goal is to get everybody to the bright side, how are we ever going to get rid of all of the bad?
I don't think that'll
the right way.
Why would you
go away? Because you need bad.
Yeah, it's balance, girl.
Do we need it, or is it that why we can't be where we're supposed to be at now because we don't need it? Remember, God was on the earth with Adam and Eve before they sinned. Sin made God go away. Whatever personification God and Jesus, all of that is, that means that sin came in, the bad came in, and at first it didn't exist. And it was all in balance, the right way, in harmony when it didn't exist. So now we have to get to where it exists.
If it wasn't balanced, why did that happen though? If it wasn't balanced?
If it wasn't balanced,
there's always that
you say it was imbalanced when it was
because they sinned, which made it unbalanced with badness. Because they sinned. Whatever personification of what that means, or however it goes, it's the bad of whatever happened. God disowned the human species because
Adam
of it.
Didn't communicate with Eve that they were not supposed to eat from that tree. Adam didn't communicate and have that conversation. Adam knew he was not supposed to eat from the tree, but did he tell Eve that, hey, God said we are not to eat from this tree? Had she known, had that conversation taken place, things could possibly have been so different, because she did not know and she was hungry, blah, 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 blah.
But do you think that personification is wrong? Because if it was that serious, why wouldn't God tell her? So you're saying because she didn't know, he should have told her. So to her, it wasn't the truth because he didn't tell her.
My understanding of the situation, of that whole situation, was that Adam was told before Eve was created. So Adam, that's how I understood it, at least. Before God created Eve, he told Adam, everything that you have now is what you will need, but you cannot eat from this tree. That was told to him before Eve was created. And for whatever reason, God did not tell her, because he thought Adam would have done so. Hey, God said that we are here and we need everything. We have everything that we'll ever need, but this is the one thing that we do not need, that temptation. We don't need that. We have everything that we will ever possibly need, but we don't need that. And because he did not communicate is the problem. Or things could have been completely different.
Happy Mother's Day, baby.
Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Hey. Thank you.
The time difference is so crazy. But
does that make sense?
Yes, but the personification of everything, because then again, when we think about it. So they said eating the fruit and everything. At first, some people think it was sex, but some people think the tree of life and the tree that was the tree of knowledge, of wisdom, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's like whichever personification is the right. It's still a question of what personification is the right one, because everything is way too personified.
It's whatever resonates with your soul. That's what y'all not focusing on.
But a lot of things resonate with people's soul that they are wrong. So it's like, how do you know you're not wrong?
Well, no. Soul and ego are completely different.
She had a really good point. She said some people think that it's sex. Okay, so maybe Adam was told, you have everything that you need, but sex is not, because it will create a plague. We are a plague on the earth, correct? It stemmed from...
Right, because God created them without sex.
So if he was to tell Adam, that's the one thing that is we're not doing, whether maybe it wasn't eating the apple, maybe it was don't have sex, because it'll create a plague, the ultimate plague for the world. And here we are now because somebody didn't inform the other party that, hey, we are not supposed to do that, and the temptation was there. Because there's always
But then
temptation.
again, my question still stands. Like, if it was that big of a deal, why wouldn't he let both parties
Well,
know?
that's a good question for God.
So it was set up for failure to begin with.
Not necessarily.
Unless the personification is still wrong.
If that communication, because everybody says communication is key. Communication.
So God should have
key.
communicated to both parties.
But so should have Adam. If he was entrusted with the internal happiness of
But he didn't create the rule himself, so it was like, how was it even his place, though? He didn't create the rule of they couldn't eat there. He decided that they can.
But who stopped him from having a conversation?
He didn't think that they needed to. So he should have let her think for herself. God should have told both of them. And she probably wouldn't have did it. She probably would have been a smart one, like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And then it would have changed everything.
Well, now we're just speculating.
Yeah, see, it's a lot of
speculating. But I'm saying that if it came down to whoever should have told Eve too. Yes, whoever was irresponsible and didn't relay that information to her. It doesn't matter who didn't. The fact relies on that it wasn't. That communication was not there by whatever party.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who's to blame for not telling Eve. The blame is that she was never told.
So she shouldn't be blamed in the first place then.
All blame is useless.
Correct.
Well, I don't know. See, it's a lot of personification and a lot of things. It's just like, until you internalize it and can externalize it, all of that in your real life, like, it's hard to decipher, like, the truth.
Well, again, it's all speculating.
Because
we're not there. We don't know. And for whatever reason, we either are not aware of it in this form because our level of consciousness isn't there yet. But no matter what, it's just not there. Like.
Okay. It's and
maybe that's what our journey is to find
to
out
keep going.
Where.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing right now is communication. Communication is key.
Right, and a lot of people don't like to communicate. A lot of people don't like to hear the truth, and that's so frustrating when you have nothing but the truth to be said.
Correct.
And they hate the truth.
Well, tough nuckies, man. Tough freaking nuckies. I don't know what to tell you other than this is factual information.
Right.
And if you don't like the facts of the matter, then that's you that has to internalize that.
Right.
And come up with why you don't like those facts.
Right. And then when it's time for judgment, you learn that the facts is right and you did have a chance to go the right way because somebody told you. You just didn't internalize it.
That's where those awoken people come into play.
Right.
Like, I tried to give you that information.
Right. It was there.
You still weren't ready for it.
Yeah.
You still didn't want to tap in.
You didn't resonate with it.
Yes.
You was distracted.
With whatever you're going on, not
right.
thinking, and not, because people aren't just trying to go for that total awakening. They're just, or ultimate enlightenment. They're just living. They're just little robots that are controlled by corporations.
Right.
And they're
not looking at the bigger picture.
They're not concerned with creating better humans for tomorrow. They're not concerned with and maybe
raising the vibration and consciousness.
That's where the disconnect truly lies, is that communication. People just aren't ready for that communication.
Right.
And that's why
because the fact is so many people
crazy.
Right.
And conspiracy theorists and you're this and you're that. Well, the truth of the matter lies that it's factual information and you're just not ready for it.
Right. And they would rather believe that the structure that was meant to be was something so devastating and so heartbreaking as the way that the economy is right now. Mm-hmm. And then things like COVID happen and it goes down and it breaks down and you realize you can't rely on nobody. Everybody thought school was this and that. School got shut down. That wasn't real. Everybody thought jobs was this and that. Jobs got shut down. It wasn't real. Like, they made you internalize the fact that all of this is fabrication, is distractions from whatever is real, and that's why we haven't reached our Christ consciousness yet, because we've been distracted.
Maybe
now
that they had that time to internalize, like, wait a minute, I had to slow down
and the right
down
people
to this.
Right.
Because COVID hit, and now I'm struggling. I have to get a handout or whatever the situation is.
Right.
They have to rely on another person. So maybe now we will have more awoken individuals because because getting to that rock bottom, I think, is where that spiritual journey really truly starts to take place. Because my journey personally didn't start to take place until I had really hit rock bottom multiple times, and finally I was like,
that makes me think,
let me wake the hell up for this, because I can't keep being at the bottom.
It made you put everything into focus, right?
Yeah.
Made your priorities change. So every time it's our priorities being changed, because all of this stuff was put in front of us strategically. It's fake, it's made up. Somebody made this up in their own world to have things. So it's still not the natural way of whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, and that's what we're supposed to be going to. We're trying to figure out that part.
But it takes people awakening from whatever level they awaken at, whether it's rock bottom or one day you realize, like, hey, I don't want to just work every day of my life. Like, I'm not at rock bottom. I'm doing really good for myself, but I don't want to work for this company for the rest of my life. Like, maybe that's their awakening step. It doesn't matter. There's many ways to get to that, like, initial step of going down your spiritual journey.
Right.
Because just living and being programmed to go to work and come home and watch TV, and that's not living. That's just
that's autopilot.
The staying in what Ronald likes to say,
in the simulation in the matrix. Yes. Right. So now, how are we going to raise the vibration and awaken the collective? We got to keep talking. This right here, and this definitely is going on my YouTube channel, because this is some TED Talk worthy type stuff, and we like philosophers. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, philosophers.
Yeah, there you go. She said philosophers.
But yeah, so that's what we are.
No, I mean, it takes people,
it takes people like us to raise people's awareness.
It took
open their minds.
You said I don't know if we were recording at that point, but Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King,
Malcolm X,
it took them,
revolutionary things.
Yes, it took them being philosophers on their own situations and their time eras, blah blah blah, to awaken the masses in that time era.
And how us as the collective, we just did all of that for Trayvon Martin and Breonna Taylor and all of that kind of stuff, like all of the stuff that's been happening. We are the people of this time. So in the future, if we go back to normal, in the history books, it's going to be us. They're going to be talking about us, like we was learning about them. So then the future going to have to internalize the fact that this is what we went through too. So when they go through whatever they go through.
History is taught by the winners. So unless we win this war on this
which is why we are awakening. Because I feel like it's time. That's why we are all awoke. Like we are awake.
But it literally will take everybody being awoke. Like you said, that finished picture. It'll take everybody.
Or at least the right amount.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not everybody.
So there's a lot of people to try to wake. Man.
But I think everybody that's woke, we got to get together. I think everybody that's woke to the situation, that have something to say, that believe in it and can internalize it and externalize it, we have to get together in some type of way. And I feel like that's how all of the secret societies are made, because we know things. So this is technically like either we're adding on to a secret society, or this is our new secret society.
Because, in that sense.
That makes sense.
So we are all, like me and you right now, and Ronald, we are one, 3 people sitting here. But if we were to get with another group
of people, that's more. It's more.
To get more.
We're raising the vibration and we're raising the collective consciousness, and we're all putting our pieces together at that point.
Yes,
and that's what we're doing.
So I have other friends that I have these same conversations with.
Yeah, so we all need to get together and talk about it together.
It's separate. You know what I'm saying?
It's debate.
So there's people out there, I'm sure, having this same maybe not the same conversation, but a very similar conversation.
Right. At what time
in the world? Who knows? In the morning.
1 o'clock in the morning. 1:30 in the morning.
Ronald's not about this anymore. He walked away. But it takes all of us getting together, because I can have this conversation with somebody else, but it doesn't matter because that's a different group.
Right.
It's not collective in one.
So
setting.
how do we get everybody together? Because it's not just us in the same town, it's us in the same country, and it's us in the same planet,
World,
probably the same galaxy. We got to all get together. So, like, how's it gonna happen? It's gonna happen because we're thinking about it right now. The fact that it's a question means it's gonna happen.
Things out into the universe. The things that I put into the universe typically happen. So
yeah,
with my
yeah, I most definitely believe I'm a billionaire. I believe my net worth is zillionaire. The things that I think about and talk about at my age, ever since I was little, all of us, I feel like we've definitely compensated in some type of way. But and it's not money, because money is an earthly thing. Yeah, it's not spiritual at all.
With you, but yeah, there's whatever form it comes in.
Money is going to be a thing though, because to externalize it, we live in this economy at this time, and money is.
But there are still people
the love language
that don't think like I am gonna be a billionaire. There's like I love that my little sister. She's always like, you know what, I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Oh, the little girl today, she was telling. She said she don't think she's gonna. No, not her. She said she's gonna. Her mom told her she's not gonna be anything, so she's not gonna be anything. I was like, what?
Who said that?
I don't know her name.
The blonde haired or the
blonde?
Oh, that's sad. See,
yeah, and I was like, no, you're gonna be something, whatever you're good at.
That's where maybe that her mom was the chaos,
dark worker.
The dark worker that's here to create chaos and not let that little girl have the
shine.
Dreams. Because my little sister talks all the time about, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be successful. I preach to my children like, my only goal on this earth is to make sure that you are happy and successful in the future
and secure. Generational wealth is what we are supposed to be building.
Yeah, and it's not just money wealth. It's because
spiritual wealth.
Yeah, like
abundance.
You can have all the money in the world, but you're still not wealthy. It's love. It's caring. It's being a good human being
of service to humanity.
Yes,
that's what we are. That's why we're the light workers, and that's why we are going to have our special place in heaven and on earth too, once we get ourselves together all the way. But that's why we're going to have the highest compensation. So we are the next rulers. So the people that has been ruling and all of that, or whoever they thought they were ruling for a reason. They had their rightful spot, but not no more. It's now it's our turn, and we got to get there. But it's our turn.
Our children and their
right, and then this is our generational wealth, because we're doing something. We're literally helping the world, saving the world.
But I have 3 in my next line.
Right, and then they might have 10.
You know, but I have multiple behind me, making sure. So I hope, and this may sound really wrong, but those dark workers don't have that backup, and there are so many people, because
it's so much fighting that keep going.
5, 6 kids that are just bad as hell. Like, you ever just go to a park and you've had you experience those just horrid kids,
the baby kids.
Oh God, I'm like, please,
where was your home training?
Where's your parents?
Where did your parents
to the park
draw the line with you?
I've experienced.
But yes, I have too.
My kids are bad. The bullies. Don't get me wrong; they're bad in their own sense, but they are so good at the same. Like, they're just bad for me because I'm mom and
but as people and as a person growing up, they're good.
When they're out in public, when they're out with other people, like, I know that I've taught them well, and that's all that anybody should be doing, is making sure that their successors in life.
Yeah, they're fruit, because we're the trees that bear the fruit, us women, and the men a little bit, A little bit. But that's the fruit. They're the fruit. They're the next thing. And their seeds are going to be the next trees and bear the fruit again and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's how, that's deep. This stuff is so deep, and it's so annoying that people don't understand how deep it is, because it's literally what real life is. To a average person who's not there, they're like, these people sound insane. Like, what they're talking about makes no sense. That's not how life really. I'm just a mom. I just need to go to work today for
like,
5 hours to get my little paycheck to pay the rent for this month and struggle for the rest of the month and then do it again. No, that should not. No, that is not too, the normal thing.
But I'm not going to work and being like, oh my God, I gotta go to work so that I can pay. Like, I go to work because I want, because I have to show my kids the success of it.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna work for my boss for the rest of my life. I have my goals and my ambitions.
You know how easy it is to be a millionaire?
It is really easy in today's society.
Right.
Like, stupid.
Kylie Jenner is a billionaire. Jay-Z, Beyonce, billionaires. And that's their music. That's talent of music.
How whatever
all the artists
did to get to that point for them to be the elite in the 1%, that's what they did. Some people
and they got there. So souls. Congratulations to them.
Some people like Illuminati, like that.
And I think that's so wrong too. So you see how they're calling us the crazy ones and trying to make us into the bad people, but we're right. We know we're right. So they fabricated our brains to not be able to be a step ahead of our game because they taught us that type of stuff was supposedly dark and selling their soul and sacrificing people. When I don't think that's what happens. I think it's the divine order of things. Because in order for something to change so drastically good, something so drastically bad has to balance it out. So I feel like when someone gets a lot of fame and then somebody close to them dies, that was divine order. It wasn't that they sold their soul to the devil and they had to sacrifice them. It's no, it was time for that person. That had to happen in order for this next step to happen. In order for whatever was supposed to happen, catapulted a million things from that thing that happened. Because all of these people are inspiring millions of people. But they did lose somebody.
Okay, but there are bad in the elite that they get
right,
to that point
and then that's the dark versus light.
That's
why it's still a fight.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
To get to that 1%.
So who wins?
Still teach people wrong. To get to that level.
That's because they abuse power. That's when money becomes the root of all evil.
That's not trying to be a good person for the world. That's just, I care about my money so that I could have
but we do need the bad people.
Right.
We do need the elite bad people because there's the unelite bad people that need to be tamed and dealt with. So the bad does balance out the good. There has to be bad with good. It's just like pick your side wisely. Because there's repercussions.
Because when you pick your side, you pick your side.
Yeah.
And yes, you can come back from that side, or you can fall off of that side. Like, one way you can fall off the wagon, or you could be pulled up off the ground and put back on the wagon. But, jeez.
This is so deep.
It is.
It's so deep, and we could go on for days and days probably.
But it is like, what time again?
Yeah, it's probably 2 now.
He left. He was like, I'm out of this conversation.
Right. If he didn't last, they don't last.
Never.
The strong succeed.
Kills me.
The weak will fall off.
For hours. Yes, I can. I got the strength.
Right.
If you want to have a debate or discussion about something, I'm in it for the discussion.
Right.
Because I want to gain whatever I need out of that conversation.
Right. To the fullest.
To get to that next level to solve that problem, so that
right. Because once we get it out the first time. Right. Because once we get it out the first time, we dealt with it. Yeah. And now it's on to the next thing.
Keep experiencing the same issues until we learn from them. Whether it's in a relationship or a job or a abuse situation, like you're gonna keep going through that same situation until you learn from it.
Right.
So it takes time, and so much information is placed into that to get to a good point.
Yeah.
To get to where, okay, I've learned that, I'm gonna move on, I'm gonna make my next mess up, and we're gonna fix that one too.
Right.
Like, let me just keep learning, because we're human, nobody's perfect.
And I feel like that's never gonna end. I feel like even when we get to the top, you still have to keep going. Because if you don't keep going, there's nothing to keep you fresh. Right.
So
you gotta keep it fresh.
So there's if that's the sense, then there's no ultimate enlightenment, because once you get there, you still have to maintain.
Right.
So you can get to a
personal enlightenment, but the collective is still reality.
Okay, so here's an example. You can work out and get to your personal best figure, your best. But the moment you stop, that falls off, and you're no longer your best. You start gaining weight back. So you have to get to it and maintain it.
Yes. But I don't think anything is ever supposed to last forever either.
Right.
So.
And there's, you know, it can be
it's
there
a lot
and
of
then
stuff
go
that
off
goes
and then
with
be
this.
there and go off, and maybe that's why there's different Kundalini awakenings, and there's different. You got to keep experiencing it, because you're right. There's times where you're just on point and there, and then the next minute you're going through whatever you're going through
again
and struggling
or not
again
again,
until
but another thing.
It's something different. So.
That's why the world has been around for so long, because the lessons continue.
Well, I wish more people would learn so that we can
keep
move.
going.
Like, let's get to the next part of this,
right? Because I'm trying to be a billionaire that don't gotta worry about nothing but kids stuff and family stuff and helping other people. I think that's the service. Because once we get our lives together, then we can only be service to other people that we see they need help getting their lives together, and we know the answer. Yeah. Now it's up to them to be wise enough to listen,
to share
the wisdom.
Okay, I've been there, done that. This is what did not work for me. If you want to try it, go right ahead. But did not work.
Right.
You know, and that's
and I
just
feel like different things gonna work for different people. But the psychology of things, I think that's what we have to do. Steady, keep going with psychology, because things. I don't know how to explain that part.
Yeah.
It's the psychology.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, that's a different. More 2 hours.
Right. Let's not do that one. All right.
But I'm pretty sure there's going to be millions and millions of people who understand exactly what we're talking about. Listen and understand.
Haters. Okay.
Oh, definitely there's going to be haters. The ones that are going to be like, what? That's not true.
These people need to.
Right. But the right people
they're spreading
know.
the right message. Let's put them down. Let's cut them down and call them crazy and that they don't know. Okay.
These people are mental. No, we're telling the truth. And we're fine with it because we know the truth, and it's the truth, and we can't change it. You're just the ones, you don't know what it means.
So you get there.
Right.
In the know.
Someone's going to listen to this and be like, oh my God, I've been trying to talk to people about this, and they don't never know because they're stupid. Because they are. They think they know what they're talking about when they don't. And we really know what we're talking about.
Very true. All right. I think that's a good one.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay.
We did good.